Welcome back. Grand final of week 1 here in the European segment of ECS Season 7. We currently have NiP taking on Astralis. We kick things off with NiP's pick of Train. It was looking very good for them, especially Draken, dropping something ridiculous at 20 frags in the first 10 rounds, but it all went very wrong in the second half. We finished up around, was it 16 to 10 in the end, was it? Something like that, even worse.
Let's just say yes,
16-3.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever it was a good game from Astralis. It looked absolutely
69.
unbelievable. 69. So I was almost there, pretty good. I think we can give me 1 or 2. And there's Draken with 22 kills, Zipex with 21. He was playing out of his mind. I don't know how he does it. He looks so smart every single time. I always think, oh, this clutch, he won't know what to do. He'll make a mistake here. He never does, it seems. It's unbelievable how good that man is. And the odds just keep swinging around as we get them back from Pinnacle.com. They really are back on the Astralis, a bandwagon, it seems.
Lend me £1, Henry.
Yeah, let him at it. It is Inferno next. So let's talk about that. It's a prediction just to reiterate. There's one person who did change their prediction there.
Changed it after 5 rounds.
Daniel, yeah,
6
that's
rounds.
you.
Fickle.
It's Inferno next. And for those not aware, James, what makes Astralis so good on Inferno? Why do we love it so much?
I think they are the most drilled team. Their timings are impeccable. They haven't left anything to chance. Again, we spoke about the old economy and how they would find ways to abuse having no money, basically, with their smoke grenades and so on. So they've mastered pretty much every facet of it. The control of Banana, putting Device in a position over there, choosing the right times to be aggressive. There isn't really a weak point for Astralis.
And that's a problem, Dan, because Draken looked very good on Train. I said yesterday that's his staple map. That's when he can do all of his best work, right? Inferno, it's not really AWP heaven. Some AWPers are very good at it. He never really has been. Do you feel like that's going to be a huge problem here in the AWPing department on Inferno?
Well, yesterday, hopefully NiP learned their lesson to some extent, because we saw that they were just giving him an AWP whenever they possibly could, which in most cases, if you were to stand in, that's what they do, that's cool. But the problem was we saw that it just slowed them down way too much, and FaZe were being very active. And that's something that also Astralis do. And so if you're so slow to respond, and we saw so many times when Draken couldn't have impact on a round, because again, Inferno, tight choke points, it's very difficult to play an AWP well unless you're playing it post plant. That's really the only scenario where it's like really godlike. So I would hope that they learn the lesson. They'll keep him on an AK. He came out with an ace, I think. Yeah. As soon as he picked up an AK against FaZe yesterday. So hopefully they've learned some lessons from that, and they're starting to get more of a feel for how he slots in for Dennis at this time.
Yes, Dennis taking some time out, for those not aware, after the major. Feeling the fatigue, he had confidence issues over the major. It seemed very up and down. Like at the beginning of the tournament, he said he couldn't find any confidence, even quoted in an interview saying he didn't know how to play the game really anymore. And then in the quarterfinals, he said, you know what, I'm back, I'm feeling it, it's brilliant. Then as soon as they crashed out, he's taken some time off, which is fair enough. I feel like being in the spotlight all the time, if you're not performing, it can be difficult to keep your head in the game.
Yeah, you need to find balance. And I think if you're on the server all the time as well, it's nice to just get away from that and get away from the tunnel vision, go fishing.
Yeah.
Or something, do some just different stuff, get away from the computer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, it's not just the events as well. You have to sit there at home practicing 8 to 10 hours a day, all the travel, the heartbreak of defeat, which is a real difficult thing to overcome. If you're not the #1 team in the world, if you're someone middling 5th to 8th every event, it can be frustrating. You're never really kind of realizing that glory, and some of these players have tasted it so many times in the past and they're not getting it anymore. It can be very frustrating, right? Especially for the NiP boys. And get right, you can see how emotional he gets even when they make it to the round of 8. At this point, it's just like a relief. He's like, we've made it. We might have a chance of making a deep run here. They are getting better and better. It's a difficult time for them without their 5th player, but they seem to be doing a good job. The fact they're in the grand final in week 1 bodes well for them, but they are a map down against Astralis. Lost their pick. Inferno next. It's looking likely to be a 2-0. Are there any win factors we can think of right now that could bring NiP victory here?
I really think that 5 AKs on the T side would go a long way.
Keeping it basic. Would
go a long way, absolutely. It's the same as Dan said. I think it's just, it's often too handicapping to try and force the AWP to work when you could be doing other things like bursting top mid and some of the flashes and so on, having that extra guy there with an AK to trade and just be more nimble. I think people miss a trick with that when they like, okay, he's the AWPer, here's an AWP on the T side of Inferno.
Yeah, the problem I have with the Astralis setup is, well, not necessarily a problem. The thing I love about it so much is the A site, Magisk in the pit especially, he doesn't seem like he can be toppled in that position. It's pretty unreal. He's so solid every single time. Everyone knows he plays the broken wall position, but he seems to be so aware and able to counter almost anything coming towards him. That is going to be a massive problem for them. I feel like that's going to be a big talking point of the game. Banana always is as well. If you're not 100% drilled, like NiP might not be, considering they've got to stand in here, they're going to struggle to even get any banana control. We've seen team after team try and challenge that area and just get wrecked by the HEs towards the logs, the double Molotovs that are just relentless, and sometimes 4-man stacks at the start of the round. They're so dynamic, they're so nimble, and Device moving around the AWP as well. It's just difficult to even get footing on the map against them because every round is different and they're always reading you before you're aware of what's even happening. It's
I'm hoping that NiP will try to take some big risks in this game.
I think they have
understanding that they need to do that. For example, as you say, like there's two big risks that you can take against the way that Astralis play Banana. Like if you can't, like don't bother. I mean, we saw against FaZe, right? They tried to fight for it,
yeah,
but they just weren't as good on the utility usage, and then they would just lose players and waste and burn their own utility for no real gain. I think what I would like to see instead is you can give up Banana. You can if you want to retake it later. If you want to pop flash through the smokes later, go for that. But try to abuse some of those timings when Astralis is going to be putting 3 players on Banana at the beginning of the round. That's pretty risky, but if you go for a fast rush towards A when they've only got 2 players in that position, it's a 5 versus 2, that could be a way that they get some footing on that T side. Because we saw yesterday what happens if they lose momentum. It just gets really bad.
Well, we are ready to go. The 9th round has been complete, and we will jump in. Astralis on the CT side. Ouch! Really not what you want on that map pick. It's gone all sorts of wrong here as we'll get into the first round in terms of the utility. Lekra has a smoke and a flashbang, no P250s. Dupree checking out second middle and a tentative approach from the Ninjas here.
Good timing to fall back from Dupree. Saw a player in a crawl space, creeping towards the peak up mid. Speaking of which, for Ninjas in Pyjamas players, Lekra has a flashbang. So I'm curious as to the ultimate intent. Rez is by the tree position on Banana, and Glaive starting to move back. So it seems the wrap is potentially on. Sipex with the CZ75 will have to be very careful. So he's equipped himself for some kind of rush with that kind of weapon. CZ75 or a 5.7 is a nice pickup in a pistol round if you're expecting people to charge out of a position. For example, the balcony, the 20 bullets of a 5.7 would be really good if you drop a smoke down. And it's almost a role reversal here with an NiP in CT spawn.
Just locking them in there.
It's like when do you ever see that get re-smoked? That's so weird. And also the cool thing is that Dupree is playing, he's like just holding, he's just containing Banana and like slowly creeping. That's a great shot from Glaive. One thing we should note is how Astralis have actually moved. Zipex, for example, as well as every single player. Dupree also, from what we've seen from their perspectives, they take an angle, they barely take a shot and then fall back. We don't see any committed engagements. They're trying to outposition their opponents.
Bombs down, Dan, and it's all going wrong here. Get Right surely got a frag, though. Doing a lot of damage towards Device, and finally the frag will come through. But Magis, as I mentioned, one of the absolute best players in that pit position. Time's running low. Bomb planted, though, in the perfect position. There's still a chance here in the 3 versus 2. Dupree can't overcommit to this, but, well, he feels like he can. That's absolutely fine. If he nails the shots like that, might have wanted to wait for his teammates. The defuse comes in. Remember, it's a great plan, and Glaive has it covered. Forrest couldn't have even swung and seen the diffuser there, so that was very well done. Very strange round. I have not seen that before. You're right, Dan. The fact that CT spawn was re-smoked, locking 4 players in that position. Just goes to show you they can adapt very quickly. Astralis, they understand the game so well. They knew what NiP were up to there, trying to go for the B-split through spawn, and holding strong in the pick, keeping the duels long range. The USP is always going to be king. And a force buy in the second round with the AKs and scouts. And you said they had to take some risks. This would certainly count as one of those, as Draken waits for a challenge towards top of middle.
I really love how Astralis played that pistol rounds. It was so cool.
Very unique.
Just take a shot, fall back, don't risk, just play position. It's like nuke. It's like when you're CT side nuke, you're that ramp player. You just spot and just fall back, fall back, fall back. Let your teammates rotate. This could be a good nade coming in from Device. Ooh, that's done some very meaty damage. Astralis do have Banana as well. They've got a lot of positioning around the map, so they're looking pretty safe for now. These AK-47s that NiP are leading with, they have to deliver entry kills. It's the only way, really, that NiP can perhaps bust open a bomb site. That's beautiful from Get Right. Can't find the follow-up, but there will be trades coming in mid.
The bomb needs to be collected. That's going to be a problem, especially because Glaive might just see it. He's moving down the bottom. Forrest alone now versus 2. He has a minute on the clock, but a UMP. He's trying to switch up to something else, maybe. I don't know if another weapon was there, or if he was trying to suggest that the bomb was being dropped there to stop people looking for it elsewhere. Maybe there was an AK indeed. Glaive off angle, pops out, free kill, nice upgrade. 2-0 for Astralis. An expensive round, but a round nonetheless.
It doesn't really matter the expense because at this point it's full eco, right? So as long as they win it. No, I don't think they should.
Garrett could get AK armor. Nice. Do it.
Nah. Oh,
Yes!
God.
Yes!
No, Dan. Why are they listening
2
to
AKs,
you?
let's go.
Why would they listen to you?
Because they
This is
know
not
it's good for them.
the way forward.
It is. Forrest got Deagle, it's fine.
So why would you do this, Dan?
It's just because you want to take huge risks. You want to keep the pressure on the CT economy. As soon as Astralis start running away with economy and they start having massive utility advantages, I think that it's just too easy for them to just make it their arena. So that's like, I mean, I don't actually theoretically necessarily agree with this, but I can see the merits. But you have to, those AKs have to get kills.
Yeah, that's the
like,
thing. If this round goes down and they don't get a single frag, they're 3-0 in another eco, they are in a lot of trouble. But we'll see. There's the first kill, and that's not an AK remove, but Electro has been.
Need a flashback for those peaks. That's not bad.
What the hell? How has he pre-fired that angle? It was very quick. Major's had the advantage all day long, though, with the positioning and the weaponry. And somehow the 1D comes through. 4 on 4, they might have a say in this round.
So they split Astralis up 2 to a bomber site now. The problem is there's no utility. They've got 2 smokes. So it makes a lot of sense they're going B, because you can use those smokes to smoke off CT and maybe coffins. Let's see if they go for those.
Contact play, though, to be honest. One that's not working out too well. Everyone is getting roasted on the other side. They're going to have to use anything they've got now, and they're stuck outside the B side with 20 seconds remaining. They are absolutely done for, I'm afraid. With 15 seconds now, are they just falling back? They're going to try and go A off this? They know, I think they just realized they can't. There's a kill, though. A chance for them. 10 seconds remain, and they might actually get the timings here. It's going to be awkward. There's a chance of a plant for Rez at least. He's got 6 seconds. We'll just have to go for it. The CT will swing around and kill him after he plants. Okay.
We got flashed by his teammate.
I think so, but they do get the bomb down at least, so...
And 3 kills.
Not the worst round.
So they'll be able to buy...
Yes, they can force again. I think they should force. I mean, their money is like actually good enough that people could get AKs, so I think it makes sense. Keep the pressure on. At this point, you've invested in it. It's not a bad look.
Yeah, they did do significant damage again. So 1 success will topple, and if they plant the bomb, then they can buy again. They'll get 4,200 next round.
Just very difficult rounds of 2 smokes and molly. That's the problem here.
Okay, so he's got an AWP, no Kevlar, in order to get AWP. So it seems that their AWP is a big priority on the T side. We'll have to see how it plays out on this occasion.
The problem is that they have to find a way to pressure the grenades from Astralis. Astralis, one of the reasons why Astralis is one of the best teams, or if the best team, sorry, I should say, in the world on this map, is because they're so good at holding onto their utility. And NiP haven't got the utility to help them pressure away Astralis' utility. Because if you want to get picks, like one of the things that kills picks, it's smokes, it's flashes, it's molotovs. You know, these things kill the timings and kill your ability to go for those picks. And that's what NiP need to find somehow. Oh, that's a big gap, actually. Ooh, how does the picks take no damage?
Draken's taking a bit.
Yeah. So this is the thing, you get stuck for a while looking up mid with the AWP. More often than not, you won't get any action there. But then how do you move into an angle? Look at the distance between these kind of engagements.
Ooh.
I think the AK is often more favorable. Post-plant on B, for example, the AWP is nice, but everything before that is tough. They have a man advantage thanks to that engagement in the pop dog position. Not expecting Dupree to be that high. Aiming lower is get right, and he'll get picked off for it.
Zipex now. If he gets this kill, that could be the round, but Lekro's looking incredibly tough. It's good positioning from Magis as the bomb goes down. He's looking to finish things off here. Draken, remember, no armor, 6 HP. The AWP on the bomb site here. Gonna try and go for the plant. He's sneaking it in. He will get that bomb down, not quite. Thinks better of it. Going for the kills now with 8 seconds remaining. I think that's gonna seal his fate. And indeed, it will be 4-0. Maximum loss bonus comes in without the plant. They're gonna have to take the eco here. And it will be about $3,400 per player. That's it. I really don't want to see a force buy now. Deagle armor will be fine.
Yeah.
They got us given at one point and just look at the bigger picture. Still not too late to get back in this game.
Like PT50 with nades, you know, that's... Oh, no.
I think this is just one AK.
Oh, just one AK.
So that's fine, because you're trying to keep that money as low as you can on the CT side. So one AK, that yields you 2-3 kills. When you do buy next round, sure, one player might have to go pistol, but at least you've kept the CTs on a relative leash.
Riz has been lost early. Lana in control of Astralis. Draken by the tree. Seems Glaive didn't see him immediately, and that will be a weapon to be collected.
You can see, though, how Astralis, they put 2 players towards the porch side, just because, or quad side, because if that rush does come in through 2A at the start of the rounds, they can be as hopefully protected as possible. But I would have liked to have seen something like that from NiP. You can see Astralis is starting to put 3 players on Banana. Now they have more utility.
Oof. Spotted everyone. They might commit off there. Smoke goes down. We'll have to wait now. Can't run through that. They've got 1 smoke remaining on the T side. A couple of rifles now after taking down Glaive. Their Deagle's been pretty impressive so far, but Forest can't connect it this time. 3 players remain, all outside B, and Zipex has the perfect angle to get the first. Lekro and Draken with the rifles now. It's going to have to be something absolutely magical to make this round work for them. Lekro's walking in. The smoke towards CT spawn won't help them out too much. Perfectly peaked from Zipex, 5-0, looking very likely now. Draken will have to see if he can take anyone down with him. If he gets to plant, that's great, but he's got to get 2 kills first. Blinded, spotted, dropped. Dupree with the kill, Magis with the assist and the flash, and we'll have maximum loss bonus still coming through. And again, Draken focusing on that AWP. It's not as impactful as it could be on Train, for example. It's difficult to make this work on the T side of Inferno.
I would be interested in an approach where you take an AWP on a T side when you pick one up from a CT after winning a round. Because if you aren't successful and the CTs win a round, then they just get an AWP for free, as they did in a round prior. That's nasty.
Oh dear.
That's a pretty good start for Astralis. We were already 5-0 up. Very early pick, and once again, pretty much uncontested. They have control of the banana position, device in the apartments. Again, picking the right timing for the aggression. Maybe not expecting that when they've already got a man up, and now they're 3 men up. And I don't know if NiP have even fired a bullet.
I don't even know why Draken's getting towards logs with that smoke down. What's he hoping to happen? Oh, this has all gone wrong.
Yeah, you don't expect device to suddenly be in abs, so it's pretty rough to get right there. I would have liked to, like, some of the rounds where you get that pick as the T side, even if you go down 4 players yourself. It'd be cool to see teams, you know, like let's say you have low utility. It'd be cool to see teams actually smoking the front of B and just going through CT if you're playing at contact, because and we don't really see enough of that. But I think, you know, it would be fun to see like those higher risk plays coming out just to try to mix things up. Obviously, there has to be a specific spot. They have to be 4 players, and you have to do it from like a contact. But NiP not really finding anything that works here. They have been getting openings, so they've been getting kills, they've been getting positions, they've been able to push sites. You know, there has been some play here. But as soon as we saw Astralis actually get that economy going, now this is like the new problem. So, okay, they're going to bombard Banana. We have no ability to contest that.
Simple burst play up top mid. Subject to high explosive grenades though. Some damage will be done. Control grenades from Astralis. A quick shoulder pick from Dupree. No, it's not safe to peek. They line up for Magisto. Big bait coming in from Astralis. Simple stuff is often the most effective. Headshot from Draken at close range, but Device has had to trade and protect the fallen weapon. That leaves Rez alone. Not sure if, well, he's thrown a molly, so they know roughly where he is. Dupree not shy to have a look. There's a pop flash from a teammate. Double peek, maybe. There it is. 7-0 for Astralis.
It's a classic problem once again. You know, you have to show to Astralis that there'll be some rounds where you challenge the banana smoke when the deep smoke. Like maybe even if it's like 2 seconds left on the smoke, you pop flash through it. You know, even if it's that, just to, or even if it's, you know, let the smoke go away, throw a couple of flashbangs, force the guy back, the AWPer back, so that they can't have 4 players sitting on A when you're going for the top mid take.
What's interesting is I feel like Astralis, I'm assuming that's their smoke, which has been in the middle of Banana rather than the bottom, is they've been inviting these players to make their way down towards that tree position and then blowing them up. Now, this is a chance for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Glaive trying to buy as much time as possible, spotting ahead on the logs. Lovely burst from him. There are still 2 players here. Flashbang from a teammate. Oh, he's really buying time with these grenades. How's he alive for so long?
I don't know.
That looks so risky to just be like, hello, look at me, I've got a grenade in my hand.
Here's my Molotov, here's my flashbang, my smoke, my decoy, my AG. Now
Let me
you
show
can
you
kill
my
me.
grenades, show and tell. Bring your nades to Banana.
Oh my goodness, you're right though. He really did survive longer than he was worth. Allowed Zipex to come in for a nade kill and clean up as well. It looked like they had that round in NiP, but they still can bring it back. Plenty of time with 1 minute on the clock, but the flashbang's going over. Will it be enough to give Zipex another kill here? Doesn't overextend, just wants to fall back. Get right with his smoke. Same story for Lekro. They've got a Molotov and 2 flashbangs as well. They will probably try contact play here. It's likely there's only 1 player on the side, but Zipex, this is such a naughty position. You stare at the fountain, guaranteed to kill. No problem at all. He just wants to stay alive at this point, but he's hungry for a bit more. Lekro in a winnable position. Probably the first time NiP have been in one, to be honest, this game. Planning in the open. He's got a chance to win this. Resmoke CT spawn. He wants to have 2 separate duels here if possible.
Oh, he's gone for the deeper smoke. But he's put himself in a position where it won't matter. Dupree's made his way through. No more pressing the Q button, please, Lekro. Dupree in the full position. Better angle. Further away from the corner. Separating the 2 players. And a free kill for him. Draken tweeted at the end of the last game. 22 kills first half, 0 kills second half.
So he actually got 0 kills second half.
Astralis 2 good question mark. Yeah, he got 0 kills in the
well,
second
I didn't,
half.
it kind of felt like that. He's dropped off. I didn't realize actually 0. That's pretty rough. Astralis, yeah, fair play. They are pretty tough these days. Can't argue with that. 8-0 down now, of course. And we'll see. The money, absolutely fine for Astralis. Can afford to lose a couple. NiP with the full buy again, but this time no. Or flashbang towards second middle suggests Glaive fancies a little flutter towards second middle. He's got another one, hasn't he? Of course he has. This is just deathmatch right now. 3 kills at the start of each round, make it 4, not quite. A fighting chance now as the B bomb side is open. Bomb is down though, however. So yes, you can take over B. But Rez needs to recover the bomb from underpass, and at that point, Forest can at least dig himself deep in the site. He can get somewhere a little bit more exciting as Rez gives himself up. CT's now know where he is. If he comes out of the underpass, he is done for. He's been funneled through now. Looks like Dupree's got him. Spots his head. Just about. Oh, he got a kill. He took device. Might not
Maybe
matter.
some miscommunication. He seemed to be looking towards the ramp, Dupree. But anyway, Forest now, who made inroads towards the B bomb site, has it all to do in this 1 versus 2.
Well, that's the thing. The fact he shows so much presence towards B, they'll be worried if he can go spawn. But to remedy that, there's got Glaive actually back towards B. So he's actually just won the round already. This is done because Glaive is going to come around and kill him in about 5 seconds.
You see how Dupree fell off based on where Glaive was standing at the time.
Yeah.
To make sure there's no earlier engagement where Forest runs towards A.
They're
Beautiful
just
stuff.
owning them out right now.
Little detail. Such a disciplined team.
Well, of course, NiP have had the full roster, unable to hold off the barrage of aggression and flashbangs towards second middle. It's an absolute nightmare. They're all holding in T-spawn right now as they work out their buy. It's the partial. Lekro always just seems to spend a little bit more. He loves the Deagle Kevlar combo of the helmet. He knows how good he is at that weapon, but no one really fragging as of yet on the NiP side. We are round number 10, and the highest fragger is Draken, on 5 kills. So not really going too well.
It's interesting too because you can see Astralis this round, they've just decided to immediately rotate Zipex away from B and leave device here. So, you know, without even, because they know that the T's themselves won't have all the utility in this round. They've been counting the money. They're just deciding to skip a step. We don't have to barrage Banana with all these nades. We can just hold on to a bunch and just rotate one immediately towards that B bomb site. So this is, again, 4 players to defend A. NiP waiting at the bottom of T steps. So it looks like they do want to go back towards Banana, but here you can see he whiffs a shot. Can take another one. Oh!
God damn.
That's not a bad shot. Running with the Deeg is, to make those shots is very difficult.
They can do this now. The AWP up. There's a fighting chance. Astralis probably going to go for the boost here in CT and try and deny the plant, which has already gone down. don't even get a kill off it. So we're actually on for a round here, and I think the AWP has to be the saving grace, though. Who's got it? It's Forest. We know what damage he can cause with this weapon.
Zepex is just too much, isn't he?
Yeah.
God, he is a delete machine. It's down to Draken. 1 versus 3. Doesn't get a fatal connection, and that will be round number 10 double figures for Astralis. Nil point for NiP.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, with them being a map down already, 10-0 on the Astralis map pick, and that was a hell of a
he
shot.
didn't stop.
That's a drive-by. We call that one in the business.
How does that work, though?
All right, Dan.
I mean, but you have to stop to shoot accurately. That's how the game works.
You have to stop. Well, he doesn't play by the rules.
Might have been the finest cancel strafe of all time. He's just got too much flow. He's a surfer, Dan. That's why it's so smooth. You can't even see it.
I don't know, man. I just wish if it worked like that all the time, I'd be pretty good.
Should have played more Source,
But
man.
I didn't have to stop on shooting.
Source was the dream for that thing.
Dude, that's what I did in Source. It was a dream. I loved it.
Raw Source.
Okay,
that was hopeful from Glaive. Maybe taking it a step too far. And now there is an opening for Ninjas in Pyjamas to take a round. All of a sudden, it's a 5 versus 2.
There's no way that Astralis win this round.
Perhaps they have been gifted a round by Astralis by some hubris. Trust no one, say Ninjas in Pyjamas, creeping through the smoke, making sure no one is around to hear the secrets. Did you guys ever play Chinese Whispers in school?
Sure.
Where, you know, you change part of a line or something. Somebody would just change
the idea is
point
you're
is
not
that you
supposed
don't
to.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happens naturally. That's the joke. That's how it works. Did you just change it on purpose, just to mess with everyone?
Absolutely, of course I did, yeah.
Yeah, just completely.
Yeah.
Just had
Mix it
to
up.
interrupt the organic process of the game.
Entirely different discussion once they got to me.
You just came in.
You guys play Chinese Whispers?
Yeah, I did.
Where he just reveals that he just
ruined it for everyone.
He gamed the system.
Yeah.
That was the point of the term Chinese Whispers, is that it's not really, you know, by the time it gets to you, it's not really...
No, that's correct.
No.
That is the point. But the idea is everyone's trying to decipher what's been said at the beginning and keep the message going on. And then it's the same as it gets back around. With enough people, it changes so much because it's kind of a metaphor for life, I suppose, and how things get lost in translation.
Ours was different. It's like
changed up. So.
It's like there's the blackjack game, right? But then there's like the prison blackjack, which is completely different.
I haven't been to prison, so can you tell me about that?
I haven't been to prison either, but I know prison blackjack.
How does it work?
Well, there's time for it later, Henry. No time now because there's big action on Banana. We got smokes, we got Molotovs. We might even have a flashbang. They've been baited beyond to the tree position once again. Zepex may line up a grenade, it seems. Nice flashbang to allow his teammates to peek for Ninjas in Pyjamas. The exchange of grenades continues. Oh my god, he couldn't see, he was blind.
The flashbang HE combo. That's quite impressive, I have to say. It will be get right so you get one back here. They cannot afford the reset here. Lekra loves pushing that smoke, but this time there's a trade to go with it. 3 versus 3. Major's still alive in the pits, and that's ambitious from Get Right. Running and gunning in the smoke will not bode well for his future. Whereas Draken, on the AWP, will have to try and crack open the B-bomb side, but there is one man who's going to try and stop them. That's Mr. Zepex, joined by Glaive. Draken now not the most ideal weapon for this scenario as he gets smoked out of B. If he even scopes or know he's there, he can't even challenge. He'll have to fall back as Magis will start to lock him in as well. He just has to hope that the CTs make a mistake, and right now, this is the perfect setup to win the round. Magis holding second middle, making sure he can't get T-steps, he can't rotate in any sort of manner, and it will be his teammate Glaive, making sure he just gets the intel he's coming through. They know he's got the orb. Let him plant if you have to, and at that point, take him down together. So he smokes CT spawn, and that's the cue for Magis to run around.
I thought that he'd outsmarted them by throwing
I thought
it
that
to
as well. I
force
was
the
about to
rotation.
say maybe he realised he can bait one out, okay, but unfortunately it just was the cue for Magis to come and wreck him.
Fade away.
Boom.
Boom, indeed.
Just deleted the body as well. The corpse is
Beautiful
just
stuff from Astralis.
obliterated.
And NiP can still muster a buy. They've got the 5 AK-47s out. Finally, we've got the 5 AKs out. Let's see what they can do. 5 AKs and good utility. This is the round we were curious to see. Some support flashes for Device to have a look, but he eats the flash as well, and will have to fall back. They look at why is timing with the HE grenades But it's always picking the right options. We've seen so many kills through smokes as well. Zipek's not shy to move back from his position. Glaive will take out Rez in response. Instant trade frag. Forest continues to pursue action towards B.
They go to top mids, vying for those remaining rounds. Nice peek coming in from Dupree. You can see Astralis just always active. They always find great timings, great advantages. They just played the best Counter-Strike. It's just amazing to watch. How like obvious it is for them every single decision. It's not too many ways NiP can find a way to win this one. Lecro with the flank, that's the really good opportunity. But Glaive's just looking for it. They knew someone came from Speedway, so he's just safely looking at that position. Wow.
It's such a sick spot to counter that as well. My God. This is all sorts of wrong, isn't it?
Oh,
That's an
kill
eco.
Forests, yeah.
Yeah, it's just really
head.
everything that could be going wrong right now is happening. I thought, yeah, Lecro would spawn this with the boost. He's got a guaranteed kill. Nope, Glaive is actually watching it, and it's actually the ideal position. No one's going to pre-fire that. You've owned him. So there you go. Weapons dropped, money absolutely fine on the Astralis side, and it's a full eco for NiP. No armor, one flash, just got to wait for... They're just like, guys, do not get naded. That's what they've said at this round. No one get naded. Let them use all the grenades, and then we'll make our move.
I suppose with the new economy, we might have seen some more substantial buy in this particular run. But this is an example, I want to say it was the first time against Vega Squadron where Vega went up like 7-1 or something when they got that reset on cash. 7-1 or even maybe even 11-1. I don't remember 100%, but I think that that kind of scenario is less likely, or even this scenario. Maybe not this scenario because it's Astralis, but in general, versus human teams, I think this kind of lopsided scoreline will be less common with the new economy.
Yeah, it evens out the variance.
I think just for general casual players as well, it'll be a bit more enjoyable because there's nothing worse than going to round with a full eco on his CT side. You just reset as well.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, USPs only, boys. It's actually kind of sucks sometimes. So maybe that'll make it more fun.
Now people won't type GG after losing the pistol
Yeah,
round.
right. That would be another thing as well. But I think like they're trying to remedy those sort of things and make it a little less hardcore in terms of that experience.
Oh!
They try to avoid the nades and then they take 150 damage, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever seen anything like it? Let's come in with a triple kill as well. Get them out of here. They are done. They're battered and bruised. It's all gone wrong. 150 damage from the nade, followed up with a triple kill from an HE.
It's Worms with cheats on.
Yeah, that's the holy hand grenade right there. It's come through. Hallelujah.
The utility damage in this game has been unbelievable.
Yeah, let's bring that up. 158.
446 damage, Glaive, you animal!
That's Banana Man. From the banana bombs.
446 damage.
That is insane.
That's a headshot of an AWP. That's literally a headshot of an AWP.
Oh, it's headshots of the Orcs. Final round of the first half. And it's an absolute bloodbath once again. Dupree has just got kill after kill coming in his favor. Device with the AWP watches towards quad. Doesn't hit a shot for once. He'll drop down towards the pit position and looking to close things out. Nails that. One more to find as Forest needs this round. Oh, he's doing a very good job to make it realistic at least, but he's up against the world's best in terms of clutches, and he is difficult to topple. 14-1 in the second map of the Grand Final, Week 1, ECS Season 7. Is there any life left in the tank for NiP? You're going to have to find out after this break.
And we're back. They didn't pause, so
Never mind.
well, it's not looking too bad for NiP. They have the man advantage, as you can see. However, they need to find a successful defense with all the time that remains, and there's so much play on the map to be had. Oh no. Oof, how is Dupree alive? How is he taking no damage?
Yeah, 15. That's weird. He should be dead.
He should be dead.
That's so mad.
So that gold armor.
Oh, it's Forrest as well on low HP holding B. He goes down with nothing. He's at coffins right now. He might have arrived in time. Yep, and that's the problem. They will plant now, and this could be the haymaker finish. We'll see what happens. Red's 20 HP. Mages with 2 frags already. He's feeling it, and Dupree's got control of ruins.
Lining up, almost 2, but it was 0. Magisk with it all to do now. Rez is 1 bullet away from Doom, maybe 2. It is a Glock after all.
No care, but a smoke.
Yeah, he will rotate around Magisk, and surely, oh no, Rez on the low ground. There we go, in the head, extra damage. There is the smoke. He will bait him out surely, because there's no defuse kit. Been spotted now by Magisk. But once he gets on the bomb, if the smoke is up on the bomb, then how is he going to defuse it? Oh, that's a massive shot from Magisk. Would you expect anything less from the man? 4 kills in a pistol round, match point, and a place in the finals, just 1 round away for Astralis.
Disgusting. Well, that pretty, unfortunately, James, as much as I like to keep the entertainment of the show going, that pretty much is GG, isn't it? We can't really say much else about this one.
Type the GG's in chat.
We might, at this point, I wouldn't be mad.
Surrender.
You've lost the pistol. You're 15-1 down. You might as well type GG, as you're not bringing this one back. That is done. You're against Astralis. So shotguns are out, which are now cheaper, by the way. Shotguns are now like $1,000 each across the board, and the Mag 7s.
The new price of the Mag 7 is fantastic.
1,100, I think it is.
1,300 from 1,800. That's a difference maker.
Yeah, that's actually very viable now.
Yeah, I never bought it because it was too much money to invest versus the SMGs and so on.
Oh, that smoke is not ideal. That's actually like here's a little pathway for you. If you want to come kill everyone, please do. Or just get it through the smoke as well. That also works. Okay, right.
Standard.
Oh.
Nice timing from Get Right. Oh!
I just want to knife him. Come on, where's the BM,
terrible
man?
mistake.
What's going on there?
He got knifed yesterday as well at the end, remember?
That's right. There's like knife, Get Right. Finish it off with a knife. Well, this is it. This is the end, boys.
I own this gun in real life. We made a sound as CSGO. The first one we did was with the Nova, with my Nova.
I would love to go shooting with you, James. Let's go this week. Let's go fire some guns.
We've always got plans to do more filming, so
I did proper shooting in I think someplace past North Hollywood. It was amazing. Like in the mountain, the hills, in the valley.
I did it in Katowice, Poland. That was interesting. They don't really give a damn there. They let you do whatever you want.
Get Right spamming for dear life, doing what he can, moving back because he doesn't want to get knifed, but this is already over at this point. People typing in chat, and there it is. Astralis have made their way to the finals in London. Wembley. Astralis, the first team to make it there.
Which is massive. Now that means this online season is essentially over for them. They've booked their place in the finals. They can focus on tournaments and their own individual practice. And it means NiP are not out of the tournament necessarily. They're out of it this week, but they will be eligible to qualify in the upcoming cups. There will be 4 remaining after this. We have 5 spots available for Europe in the finals happening in London in June. But what an incredible performance there. Astralis managed to come back from a 6-0 deficit on train, win that out 16-9, and then 16-1 the second map. Would you expect anything less? The utility usage, once again, absolutely insane. It was a lot of fun to watch. Glaive at the very top of 124 ADR and 21 kills. Forrest got going slightly. He was the only player really funny, any sort of impact there. But a game, you get 1 round. It doesn't really matter. The stats almost mean nothing at that point. As Astralis run over them, it's 2-0. And as you can see, they are our first champions. They do go to the finals, and all of the other teams are still in it. They'll have to come back another time, though, and try their luck once again. This was the first week of this format, and I think it's gone very well. We've had great feedback from the players and the viewers. Here's the leaderboard, and Astralis have now won themselves a nice chunk of change to go with it. $12,000.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all. We could buy a few watches of that, James.
Absolutely. Or just the one. Ninjas in Pajamas. Vanguard. I think Vanguard, for me, were the most interesting team that we saw in this bracket. I think everyone was doing what they're expected to a certain degree, but Vanguard, again, I think is still under the radar. They don't have the name value of other more established teams in terms of brand, but they're definitely capable of doing some serious damage to the other teams in the brackets to come.
Oh,
they're definitely, like, that's the thing, like, if Vanguard, if they faced up against NiP, I think they would have beaten NiP as well. Like, I actually think they looks by far the strongest.
Yeah, I was really impressed with Vanguard. I can't wait to see them in action in more games and more brackets to come. They were really awesome. They seem solid, and I think they haven't played as many Tier 1 teams as much as the Tier 1 teams have played each other. So when you have like when you're playing against a particular person every round, they don't have as much. Their opponents don't have as much familiarity with a Vanguard as they might with an NiP or an Astralis or someone, and that plays to their advantage as well.
Well, that's it for this side of the broadcast. We have North American coming up next, which is also going to be a great game. Dan, before we close out the show, though, I'd like you, for one more time, tell people how they can get involved. Send your questions in via this technique. Dan, take it away.
Yes, at ECS on Twitter, hashtag ECS7. Ask us sensible questions,
Please.
that won't make people feel awkward, and
anything that
something
doesn't
that's relevant.
involve my sexual orientation would be
Yeah,
fantastic. That
that'd
would
be
be the
great.
main thing I would avoid if possible.
If you want to find out any additional details on the format, ECS.faceit.com. Of course, you can find out everything there. Of course, it's a new format. We've covered that many times, but it's really cool. This is the format I think I've so far enjoyed the most. It makes the most sense. I feel the most engaged throughout the entire day because every single game means something, which is fantastic.
It's really good.
So there you go.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts. And of course, we have the tickets on sale as well for the finals happening over the 8th and 9th of June 2019 in the best city in the world. I might be slightly biased in that respect, but it is going to be London, England, hosting ECS Season 7 finals. You'll see all those great teams. Astralis are the first team to be there, so you know it's going to be good. They always put on a show. It's a lot of fun. Great mixture of world-class Counter-Strike and some fun and games mixed into there as well. That is going to be it for the European show. We have North American coming up next, where we have Complexity taking on Rogue. I think that is actually going to be an awesome game. It might not be as star-studded as NiP Astralis, but it certainly has got the potential to deliver one of the best games of the week. So make sure you come back for that. Be happening in about an hour. We'll be back here. So we'll see you then.